Hi folks, it's Andy. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. Okay, so here we are for another episode of Kendo Video Feedback. It's been a few weeks since I've done one of these videos, and this was just one submission today, and I know it was a couple of weeks ago that you sent it to me. I'm sorry it took me a while to get to it. I've been super busy. I've been away in Japan. I'm back now, and we're here to do this video. These videos are where I take some footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent in. We watch it together. I give you some feedback. Hopefully everybody learns something. We're looking at a grading video today. We're going to get to it in just a minute, but before we do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. All the YouTube magic. Let's get those robot ninjas that work for YouTube out there, getting people doing Kendo. The way to do that, you activate them by clicking the bell icon, clicking enable notifications. That switches on the robot ninjas. You type a comment. You've got to type a comment using the word Kendo. What a great Kendo video. It's the best Kendo channel I've ever seen in my life. Something like that, so that they know to get people starting Kendo and they don't get them starting like, I don't know, like synchronized swimming or something like that. All right, nothing wrong with synchronized swimming, but we're trying to get people starting Kendo right now. Okay, so make sure you put those comments in there, and you'll help us grow the Kendo population by 152 billion, just like we did last year. But before we move further, there's something really, really important you have to know. I'm sure you already know, because everybody knows that KendoStar is the best Kendo equipment website in the history and future of the human race. Now, of course, I would say that because I own the place. And if you like these videos that I put out here, whether it's these feedback videos, whether it's Kendo Rant is back tomorrow, whether it's the instructional content, I've got a new one coming very soon, whether it's the analysis videos, it's all free of charge. And the way to support it is by shopping at KendoStar.com. What a win-win situation. You get these videos for free. You get the best Kendo equipment ever with the best service ever. We're like KendoStar's like one of the highest rated websites, e-commerce sites on Trustpilot, right? Trustpilot being an independent reviews aggregate, right? It rates the service of our business. Not just in the like Kendo field, not just in the martial arts field or in the sports field, of all e-commerce stores, KendoStar is in the top percentile of the reviews that we garner. All right, now, unlike all the YouTube like Ninja Robot stuff, I'm not exaggerating any of that stuff. All right, that's actually true. The guy from Trustpilot rang me up and told me that when we were sort of setting it up with them, like the continuation of it, they were like, wow, your store is like so many higher reviews than everyone else. So KendoStar's the best. All right, you got the best equipment, you got the best service. All right, you're going to shop with us anyway. We're an established brand, especially for the international market. All right, we're not middlemen. We're not acting out of our, our bedrooms or anything like that. We're established brand with a full team of staff ready to help you. All right, and you support the videos at the same time. Now, with that said, let's get to this video. Now, let's look at the message that came with it. It says, "Hi, Fisher Sensei. Hello, and I hope your family are well." Yes, they are. Family is well. Actually, thank you for asking. I know it's not the subject of the video, but one of the reasons I went to Japan is my eldest daughter, she's been here on the channel before, did a video with her a few months ago after the WKC, because she was a player in the WKC. We looked at her match with Suenaga Mari together. She stayed in Japan, so she's in Japan now. She decided to go to school there, so she's at school in Japan right now. So my family's good, if a little bit separated. So yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. Anyway, this past weekend I took him past my Shinsa for Sandan. Fantastic, congratulations. I'd like to show you my Shinsa for the episode of Kendo Feedback, no problem. I'd like to preface my Shinsa with the fact that I've torn my right calf the week prior. Wow, and still stubbornly took the Shinsa with the help of a lot of sports tape, which is why my footwork looks the way it does. Okay, I'd appreciate your feedback and advice for me, at least as I start to prepare for Yondan in the next few years. Thank you so much, Sensei. No problem. Great. Okay, well, let's have a look. Tearing your calf is no fun at all. I've done that myself. I've done it on both sides, and it is not fun. Okay, it's not fun. So, well done for kind of doing the Shinsa and passing it as well. So, now, did you tell me which side you're on? 301D. Okay, I think you're 301D. Okay, so facing the camera. I'm going to assume that's the case. I'm sorry if it's not, but if it's not, then 301D gets some feedback. Nice door. It's a konkiji door, isn't it? Very nice. Okay, so I'm guessing the sonkyo there is because of the leg injury. Okay, so we'll leave that as is. Okay, let's have a look. Good semi. Like it straight away. This is Sandan, right? Fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, now I'm not going to... Yeah, I understand. I can see that you've got an injured leg there. I can see it. So, no worries there. Nice kamae. Very good. I would say... Wait till we get a better angle. No, I think the left-hand grip on the shinai could probably come around a little bit. It's a little bit too much. Am I on the screen here? It's a little bit too much. I'm exaggerating. I'm super exaggerating. All right. I'm super exaggerating. All right. But where I want you to hold the shinai like this, yours is a little bit like this. Okay. Just a little tiny bit. All right. I want you to just hold it a little bit more that way. All right. So that your inner wrists are always facing each other. Okay. You'll definitely get much smoother shinai control from that. Okay. But look, you passed the Sandan. I can see that, right? Like from this point in the grading, like this is okay. Yeah, this is Sandan. Okay, so good job. No worries on this Kaishi though. I think it's good that you sort of went in to try to get them to hit you. They went for kote instead of men. Well, that's no problem. It's good. Okay. So I'm going to assume that the walking for work is mainly because of this injury, all right? So I'm going to leave that, all right? I'm going to leave that. I'm sure that normally when you're uninjured, you're doing nice, smooth okuriashi and not walking, yeah? Come on, it's good, really good. I think there's a little bit of, this is super detailed stuff. It's not like massive, but I feel a little bit like a lot of the movement in your kenzen is coming from your right hand rather than from your left hand. A little bit, like here rather than from the left. I feel like it's possibly a little bit loose here, and maybe that grip is probably, like I say, if you turn it a little bit more, it looks to me a little bit that way. Shinai speed is good. Yeah, look, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're super great. I think we got another match as well. Let's have a look at another match. I think you're well on the way to Yondan too. You're not far away. Let's have a look. So, like, for Sandan, this is totally fine. It's totally fine. No issue whatsoever. But once we start looking at challenging Yondan, right, what I want you to start thinking about is when you hit, is it the right time to hit? All right. So, like this one here, this sort of Imen here, this 100% was you reacting to him, and you felt like, oh, he's come to hit, so I have to hit. Okay, so this is kind of like you know, not what you need to do. You don't have to, what you don't want to do, like for fourth down and up, is you don't want to like match your opponent's movements or rhythm. So we often think like, oh, our shotachi, our first strike should be the Aimen. So you end up like following them. If they step in and hit before we're sort of feel like we've applied our semi enough or whatever, and then we end up doing a sort of rushed men as well, which is kind of what's happened here. And then of course they win the men. For third dan, this isn't a problem, of course, right? But, and you know, it's not super strict on Yondan, but like going forward, it's about one. Now we move to Yondan, it's about the why as much as the how. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Okay. So far, your previous tacha is better than this one, right? Again, Sandan, they're mainly looking at the technical ability. Okay, it's mainly a technical exam, and you're technically capable, so there's no issue there. But if we're talking about moving forward to Yondan, let's pretend that this is a Yondan exam. You're going to start to be struggling in this tachi, right? Because here, for example, you know, it's good you try to do the ojiwaza, but his kote strike appears to be entirely in his timing. Okay, so it doesn't appear that you forced him to hit the kote so you could do the ojiwaza. It was, you perhaps had the feeling he would do the kote, maybe. So it looks like you're kind of waiting. And it's not like waiting too much, like in a really negative way, but it doesn't look like you're proactively trying to get him to hit out at your kote so you can do that that ojiwaza, which is why, you know, because he's very fast. So in order to hit an ojiwaza like that against a very fast player, you need to be able to get them to hit in your timing. So here you see here's something that's really common that happens. This is no issue for Sandan. I'm going to keep saying this, all right, because I'm not criticizing the grading that you've done right now. This grading is absolutely fine. It's fantastic. It's a good example of a Sandan grading. All right, it's a good example. I'm pretending that this is a Yondan exam now. All right, so it's another 3 years down the line, right? But this is a really common thing that happens in higher level gradings now, right? Is okay. So far in this tachiya, you haven't made the yuko datotsu. You haven't made the valid one. And now it's you know, now you're starting to become impatient to hit one. And that presents itself in this failed men strike here, where it's not quite time for you to go yet. Okay. And he's easily able to defend himself from you. Okay. So what you needed to do here, this approach is fine, but instead of going from here, you needed a little bit more patience, a little bit more what's called gaman, like patience, and tame, and maybe a little bit more of a another semi, bam, and seeing what he did. Then he might step back this way, and then you can keep going, or he might attack you then. So you have to be ready when you do that semi in case he attacks you. Maybe that's when you're going to do your debana, or you're going to do your pam kaishido or something like that. Which could be a good choice, but you were like half a pace too early, which is why he could easily defend it. Good. That was better. But again, you just needed a little bit more. From here, you needed to go again to see what would happen. Okay, well, it's hard. Easier said than done. I get that. Okay, now he wants to hit you. Okay, so now's where you can, if at this point here, if you're good like this, he's probably going to attack. like that. You see, yes, you see. So the problem is here. This is great. This is great. You did really well. This is a correct. This is a correct waza. This is a correct waza, and the correct decision, right? And you recognize clearly that he was wanting to hit your men. The problem is you wavered. There was this hesitation, which is why he's able to reach the men. So when you get into this situation and it's super duper hard, right? Oh, okay. Now we see he wants to hit us. Okay, then you need to hold your ground. Yeah, you need to hold your ground, and you don't need to step back here. Yeah, this way. I'm not saying step forward, but you can make it look as if you're going to hit. Probably he's going to come at you then, and then pam pam. That's when you're going to get that kaishido in your timing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But because you're kind of like, no, I'm probably a little bit too close. I don't want to look like I'm too close or something like that. And then you step back, and then he's still really eager to hit, and then you think, okay, still he really eager to hit. He's going to do kaishido. Oh, but he didn't hit yet. He didn't hit yet. And because you're kind of waiting for him to hit, then you can't quite make it in time. You see? Yeah, you can't quite make it in time. Whereas even after the step back here, if you made half a step in at this point, probably he's going to hit you. Probably he's going to hit you. Okay, and that would have been able to set up that kaishido like he tried to do with the guy before, but he hit at your kote instead. But not as much. Like you only need to step in like that far, and maybe even just with your right, like okay. But like your strategy and your waza choice is correct. It's correct, yeah. And again, I'm going to stress this one more time. For Sandan, this is a pass every day of the week. It's a good pass, a good example of it, all right? But if we're pretending this is the next level up, that's where it's going to separate you, yeah? So this sort of thing can easily happen. People often panic about this sort of thing when it happens in the Shinsa. You know, it's just an accident, all right? It's just an accident. This isn't really the sort of thing that they're going to be like, oh, well, he was killing it until then, and now he dropped his shinai, so he failed. You know, you know, it's something you don't need to beat yourself up too much about. I know it's not you, it's your partner, but anyone that's watching this happens. Like, try to keep it cool. It's not the end of the world, okay? So there we go. Fantastic. A fantastic couple of tachiai there. Congratulations on your sandan. Very, very well deserved. As I say, this is a very good example of the sandan. The main things I'd say, again, I just want you to turn that left wrist very, very slightly. Very, very slightly. I'm sure the walking footwork is because of the injury. Yeah. So we'll let that go. But as I said, clearly your first tachiai is better than your second one. Okay. And your second one, you're very capable of turning the balance of that tachiai if you become able to understand how to like influence their attack timing by using your approach. Now, by that I mean when you're at this point, and especially at the point where they're showing you they want to hit you, you don't want to wait for them to come. You have to, at that point, it's just a very tiny half step in, even just with the right foot, pam, like that, pam, like that. See how they react, see how they move. If they come and hit you, they're great. That's what you wanted. Bam, bam, or bam, cut there, or bam, the men. Yeah. If they don't, then fine. Then bam. If they don't come in, then fine. Then bring the left up a bit, and then do it again. See what happens. Yeah. And then they'll either move back, or they'll try and hit, or something will happen. You know what I'm saying? So don't get impatient, but you do have to watch them as they're doing, and use that footwork as well as your whole body and shinai when you're applying the semi to get that strike out of them. All right, it's very much easier said than done. All right, it's very much easier said than done. You're very, very definitely on the course for Yondan already. I don't think you're gonna have a problem if you've got another 3 years now to practice this stuff. Okay. But what I want you to do is in your dojo practice, especially when you're practicing with your peers and particularly with people who are of lower level than you, all right? Don't focus on just how many ippons you can hit. Try to see if you can get them to hit you, all right? See if you can get them to hit you. And then when you can get them to hit you, see if you can hit debana or orji waza, because that's what you really want to gonna be trying to hit when you're doing your yondan, godan, rokudan up level gradings. Okay, so fantastic submission. Thank you very, very much. A great example of third dan. If anyone out there is trying for third dan, this is a good example of it. Thank you for sending it in. If anyone else would like to send their videos for this show, the best way to do it is exactly as this submission is done. Upload it to YouTube, either set it as a unlisted video or as a public video is fine as well, but please don't set it as private. If it's private, I cannot see it. And send me the link at mail@kendostar.com. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thanks again for the submission. Shop at KendoStar, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.